after the fact. As you know, I am Bradfight, and I will have these two gentlemen introduce themselves as far as what we are doing here today.
Alright, I will go next. I'm a low-key boy. I upload gaming videos. Just mainly been PC gaming, but I'll eventually do console gaming. Yeah, just gaming, let's plays, and memes. I like doing memes and shit posts as well every now and then. And gaming reaction videos. I've been doing a few of those recently.
Hello. Hello. You're on mute. You're on mute. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Hello. Yes. Yes. Are you there?
Yes.
Oh,
Pretty please.
I just knocked my mic out of stability.
Oh no.
Over that little situation, I just knocked my whole mic out of stability. That's fantastic, folks. That's great. All right. So, let's correct the record here. We have Flash Funk 03. Once we can hear his audio. Hello? Hello?
Okay, it's typing.
Typing.
They're still making noise.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to transcribe all of these these responses because we would probably like to start our discussion now, just so that we can get others into the groove on what we're doing and how we're going about things. So, fellas, I would like to start this question more off with you, a low-key boy. We are here to discuss the great turnaround and absolute success of the Sonic franchise in the last 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, because the movie was kind of like the renaissance for this whole series. We've all grown up with it. We have an appreciation for it. It had its low points, but it's definitely had many of its highs, and this year I'd like to focus on a lot of its highs. So the Year of Shadow has been a major turning point for the Sonic franchise. What was the first game or media of the series that brought you to love it?
I'd say for me, I spent a lot of time on the internet from being way too young up until now. My sister and I watched a lot of my sister and I watched the cartoons on YouTube, specifically specifically the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic X. Yeah. She was a lot more big into it than I was, but we both really enjoyed that. And just Sonic in general has a very, very prevalent presence on the internet. So
that's for sure.
I learned a good amount of just the in jokes and the community, and also just all the fan stuff, fan animations on YouTube. especially like one that stands out in particular is the Sonic Paradox channel. That was a big one for
Oh
me.
my god. You've thrown
Yeah,
me all the way back. That
yeah,
is.
yeah. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god. I used to watch that on my dad's Blackberry. I'm so serious. That takes me
Honestly,
so far back. Wow, you have reached into the crevices of my mind, okay? I'm not
yeah.
even kidding when I say that. That's insane.
Yeah, I remember I was when I remember waiting like every year for them to upload something because like
I
there
was so
there
excited
was
when I
like
heard
a
the series
good.
was back. I was like, Cloud9, what's up? This is
Oh
Mike.
wow,
And
was
a
it
little
really
thing I
only
love
2
about the
years?
Chick-fil-A honey pepper
Okay,
pimento
they
chicken sandwich is the
they
tomato
took like
cheese. It's
a
savory and
2 year
delicious, and
gap
the
in
filet itself is
content,
perfectly juicy and crispy.
and when they
Customer
finally
feedback
upload
testimonial.
again, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, they're back. For some reason, I felt like it was longer, but no, I guess it was only 2 years. But yeah, I'm so glad seeing that they're back and just back to making content and fan stuff again. In terms of the games, I think, hmm, I think I have like a vague memory of when I was younger playing, the Sega collection on the PS3. I think I remember playing that on my uncle's PS3 like a while ago.
Huh.
But in terms of owning my first Sonic game, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I did have like the trilogy on my DS, like the first 3 games. But I
Mm-hmm.
also had Sonic Lost World. I played that a lot back then.
I
And
see.
then on my Switch, I got Sonic Mania, of course, and that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Christian Whitehead. That was
Oh yeah. Oh wait, that reminds me. The mobile ports of Sonic 2 and Sonic CD, like that, bro. Playing that on like my Kindle Fire. Oh, that
Kindle
that unlocked
Fire.
Yes, the Kindle
Oh
Fire.
my goodness. That's trenches. Oh my goodness. I remember I had a Kindle. I still have it.
I still have mine
it.
too.
I dug it out of the electronic bin that I had under my bed growing up. And it's still there.
Yeah.
I still have that thing. I don't have my first smartphone. I don't have my first track phone with the minutes. I still have that Kindle Fire. I used to read so many books on it. And I remember I had Sonic Dash on that thing. And I used to play that thing to death.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that reminds me. There was like when I was younger. I'm trying to remember. It might have been. I recall playing like a Sonic game on like my mom's computer when I was younger. I think it had like the Sonic Advanced graphics, so it might have been that.
Oh, no, I actually think I know exactly what game you're talking about. The
Yeah,
only problem is it's so far back and Flash games don't exist anymore.
Yeah, it was definitely a Flash game.
Man, wait, no, I feel like I know what it is. If I could just remember, like off the top of my head, what the name of that game is. Oh, it would heal the world. It would heal the world.
Honestly, I vaguely remember, like, you could play as, like, Sonic or Tails or Knuckles. Like, I vaguely remember that. That is for sure. Yep.
Yeah. But that's oh man, that goes back. I feel so seen when you said all of these things because that like these are like solid canon memories. Like this is stuff that I remember from way back when, and it's like I'm glad I'm not the only one who still has that like that experience with this. It's that's amazing. That's actually so cool.
Yeah.
like to pick the brain of our other guests, but I guess I can elaborate in his absence, or at least audibly absent. I have a very long history as far as Sonic is concerned. The series is celebrating. Wait, no, not celebrating. It's celebrated. I believe it was its 35th anniversary. No,
It's 30.
30th. 33rd. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It premiered in 1991, right?
Yeah, 1991. Because Generations came out
2011,
which was a 20th
Yeah.
anniversary. So
Oh my
yeah, it's 33 years old. And of those 33 years, I was around for about 23. And this is a series that I remember I have an older cousin, and he had the PS2, and one of his favorite games was Sonic Heroes, and he loved playing the hero route with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And I remember I used to want to play the games too, but they would hand me an unplugged controller, and that was just kind of me having that first experience, watching them play that, and not necessarily knowing that in the moment, but it was genuinely one of the most I don't know, eye-catching things. I see those guys and I think, man, they're really cool. And that carried over because I played the Game Boy games that he had. I had some DS games. I had Sonic Rush Adventure. That was a big one for me growing up. I loved that game. That had Blaze the Cat as the other playable character. When I got the Wii, oh my god, I bought every single game in the series that was on the Wii except for the Black Knight. I even had that trash game, The Secret Rings.
Oh my, yo.
That game is so bad, but the music in it went hard. I loved the music in it.
Absolutely.
It was so good. Even that cheesy ass 7 rings in hand. Jeez. Bro. even that went hard. Darkspine Sonic is still one of the coolest transformations in my opinion. I just wish it wasn't wasted on such a bad game. Sonic Unleashed, I've actually been playing through the HD version again on the 360, but I grew up with it on the Wii, and I had Colors. Colors was a big one for me, and Generations, and I would have to say that it's very interesting that I've developed this. I had developed this affection for the character during what's arguably one of his darkest periods in terms of games, because the stink of Sonic 06 was on every release past that time, and I'm kind of ashamed to say I didn't really stick with it. It's not like there wasn't really much in terms of what I thought appealed to me. I remember I bought Lost World full price on a Wii U, and I was like, why did I buy this thing? No offense, low-key boy, that's not really how I felt about it.
The game was mid, I'm not gonna lie. I had it on the 3DS, but yeah, it was pretty mid.
Oh, see, yeah, the 3DS version might have been a little bit better. I had that Wii U version. I had that stinky Wii U, bro. You see, the problem is the Wii U had so many really good games, but they were all just locked behind that terrible platform. Even Xenoblade X is coming out. They released a trailer. They said a definitive edition is coming out for the Switch. There's no point in having a Wii U anymore.
I didn't even know that was on the Wii U. I thought that was just a game. I thought that was just a new game, because I don't know too much about the Xenoblade franchise.
Which is fair. I mean, it's a relatively new. Well, I say, oh my god, I said relatively new.
Dude.
The game came out in 2010, bro. 2010.
Woo!
Xenoblade 1 came out in 2010. It's gonna be a 15-year-old series.
Insane.
Oh no! Oh no, time is moving too fast, bro. I was a little kid on Reddit forums saying that I wanted this game to come out on the Wii. I remember that. I was fighting tooth and nail in the comment section saying, Project Rainfall, please bring this game to the West, please. It looks so cool. At the time it was called Monado, Beginning of the World. But that's a different series and a different tangent for a completely different video if anybody's interested in seeing that. But we're here to talk about the Blue Blur, and honestly, I just feel that even during that time when I was starting to develop my real opinions on video games, that I was always a little bit shyer about not necessarily wanting to tell people that I liked Sonic as much. But I will admit this. The new games have shown promise. Frontiers and the re-release for Generations. It's a different time now, and I feel like it's more accepted now to kind of see games for what they were better at. Like even Unleashed, now that they have a HD port for the Xbox version, that thing running at 60 FPS, it's like that's the way God intended. That game is
that
smooth.
Sounds incredible.
Oh yeah.
Especially for like the daytime sequences, I assume.
Oh yeah. Well, daytime actually ran pretty well on the 360. The big problem was the night stages and the loading times. The loading times were killing it, man. But from what I have seen of all of these clips, people uploading the 4K 60 FPS boost that the Xbox Series X gives that version of the game, it looks immaculate. That game looks so good. I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, I wish this was the experience that came out in 08. No one would be talking about Sonic 06, bro. No one would have been talking about it because Unleashed would have been such a revered game at this point. But it's nice to see that the internet is slowly rebranding the image of the game, because I went back to play it. The only thing that pisses me off is how many sun medals you need to get in order to reach level 7, but that's just my personal opinion.
I definitely need to play Sonic Unleashed at some point.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'd recommend either playing it with the Xbox Series X's enhancements, or the PC port that I know some people were like developing.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, because I'm a PlayStation person.
Yeah, see, the thing about PlayStation is that when the PS3 was actually the most powerful 7th generation console. Everybody who's listening to this after the fact, cry about it. It was genuinely the most powerful console. That thing was more impressive than a PS4 was. It was. That's part of the reason why the PS4 needed the Pro. Wasn't as impressive. I'm very serious. They had to downsize the PS3 so people could make games for it.
I didn't even know about that. That's insane.
Yeah. It was actually, it technically had the capability to reach 1440p graphics. Like that thing was a beast. They were trying to size up the first Xbox, not Xbox One, the first Xbox. Thanks Microsoft for that terrible naming. But the the Xbox was actually the most powerful 6th gen console because it could play games at 1080p. So that was the target that PS3 was competing against. Meanwhile, Xbox 360 was just comfortably trying to put games out, like basically fart games out at like 720p and 1080p respectively. The other box was like, well, what if we reach 1440p? But nobody had that kind of TV, so it was pointless development. Actually, you know what's a funny thing? I now realize the Genesis, they always used to say blast processing, right? Turns out it's a real thing, just no games ever used it. There were like 5 test demos and no official released games that you could buy on a store shelf used it.
Is this the yo, wait, is this the thing about one of the selling points back then with Sega is
Yes.
about them having more, like, better graphics?
Yes.
Blast processing, a marketing term coined by Sega of America to promote the Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis in that region. Oh, interesting. Video game console over its newest rival, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in North America. What makes the Genesis the superior machine? It has blast processing. Okay.
But the funny thing is, it's actually fucking real. That's what. It's real. It's just none of the games ever used it, and it's so.
That's
stupid.
actually insane.
They programmed this whole thing, this whole sequence, to actually render and run graphics better. And even the game that they tried to sell it on the most, Sonic the Hedgehog, did not use that shit.
Incredible marketing skill. Incredible marketing technique. That's amazing. They were onto something with that.
Man, Sega's such a weird company, bro. I said this in the Judgment and Lost Judgment review, bro. These guys are weird. They come up with some strange and interesting coin terms and technology and stuff, and somehow it works. I mean, look, bro. Still to this day, Sonic Unleashed visually impresses me more than some games
my
on PS4
gosh.
and 5.
The opening cutscene, like, they could have released that shit this year and it would still slap. Like, how is this game almost, like, how is this game over, like, a decade old? Like, those cutscenes, like, how? It looks so good. Even that, bruh, I can't get over it.
It's a sight to behold. Back then, Sega was really focused on trying to make their games have the utmost graphical fidelity, and you could see it in a lot of their CGI cutscenes and the way that the games operated. Like, Yakuza looked scarily accurate to real life in the eyes of many viewers back in the 360 days. Like, when Yakuza 0 came out, people were like, man, this thing looks really crazy. Like, this looks like real life, dude. And some people might laugh at that notion now, but you know, it still bleeds into other games that they've made recently, like, for example, Like a Dragon 8 and Lost Judgment. These games look crazy good. Like, the character models and faces and animations look so deathly real that it's honestly terrifying. Sega's always been really good at that, and they're good at reusing assets as well. They're extremely resourceful when it comes to that stuff. Like, a lot of the things that people would sit there and mock or shrug off as far as game design for the Boost Formula games, a lot of that stuff, they just took it from the old 06 project and they threw it in the Hedgehog engine and then they just made it work. And I gotta give them credit for doing that. They're extremely resourceful over there at Sega. And you can clearly see that that's why they used to be rivals with Nintendo, because that's the only other company I sit there and think about as far as being resourceful when it comes to developing their game. It's quite impressive. I gotta see if there's anybody in the chat trying to say something. That might say something. But yes, I feel like we've very adequately answered this question. I guess we could always snap back to it. Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
Where's someone joined?
Here.
All right. So, we were just kind of gushing about what brought us to love the Sonic franchise in our own ways. And since it's the Year of Shadow, we just wanted to pick your brain about what games and experiences over the years have encouraged you to love Sonic the way that you do.
On the games and everything, like I'd play. I think the first Sonic game I ever played was like Ultimate Sonic Flash. That doesn't count because like that's a fan game. But like I'd play Sonic Adventure DX like on my laptop when I was a kid, and then for the cartoons, I would watch Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Sat AM, Sonic Underground, and all that stuff, which is cool. Like I've been a Sonic fan, but I wasn't like that huge of a Sonic fan growing up, because like I was mostly like a Mario person, like growing up and all that stuff. Like I appreciate Sonic for what it is and everything, but I've been I love for the franchise and all that stuff, but at the same time, you know, some of the fans could be a little bit crazy. Overall, you know.
You don't have to tell me that twice. I'm fully aware. Oh my gosh.
Oh, weird.
They have a deep dive right now on a guy called Jay Sonic. And
Okay, that's not who I thought you were gonna say.
oh well.
Don't know.
Allegedly, they're a little bit worse of a person than somebody would say.
There's no way.
They who should not be named, you know, been in prison, not exactly so nice to their own mother. But let's not elaborate. I'd like this to maybe in the future be seen well and received well and possibly monetized. So we're gonna push right past.
Yep.
So, guys, since we're all here, the upcoming film is actually dated and slated for 35 days away. What are your predictions as far as this film?
Gun. Shadow will wield weapon and gun. I saw a post on Instagram about like apparently a new screenshot from the film, and I didn't look at it too long, but I'm pretty sure he was wielding a gun. I'm gonna look for it.
Well,
But yeah.
I'm trying my best to stay spoiler free. These movies have actually genuinely impressed me with how well they've managed to work around a lot of the little cartoon inconsistencies as far as the Sonic series in a more realistic setting. I think Idris Elba as Sonic, as Knuckles is one of the best additions to this entire series. I still have yet to watch the Knuckles show on Paramount, but I will be tuning into that at some point eventually. And I think that I'm really looking forward to. Honestly, I just want to see Maria get her brains blown out. I don't even care.
The least sane Sonic fan. The least insane.
The least insane.
Sonic.
The most sane.
The most sane Sonic fan. Yeah, I just want to see this girl die.
Yeah.
Like, I'm genuinely curious how they're going to portray this.
They might
Like,
not. They might just
they
have
have
it like as an assumption. Although keep in mind, they're in the movies. In the movies, people have been dropping like flies, bro. The owl died.
Oh yeah.
The other one, the Echidnas died. Like,
Yeah.
they don't play. Like some people actually get
Like,
dropped in these Sonic movies, and like, That might be why it's partially
literally-
kind of well written, because like there's stakes. Like people get murked.
Like, if you didn't see the third Sonic movie, you would assume Eggman is dead.
Yo, actually, that's so true.
Like,
If you didn't see the
no normal
trailers-
person would just
Yeah.
like, how did? I'm genuinely curious what the explanation for that is gonna be.
Well, I mean, the last time he just got transported to a different world. The other time he got his butt whooped by Supersonic. So it's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. I'm putting money that the human guy,
Tom,
Tom, I think he's gonna get blown out like a light, bro. I think he's done.
I keep seeing stuff about that, and genuinely, that would go hard.
I think he's gonna
That
bite
would
the
go
dust.
so hard, bruh.
This movie looks like it's gonna go the darker route. Not just
It
because
really
Shadow's
does.
there, but like they're going the darker route. Like I feel like they wanna up the ante a little bit. And admittedly, like I could see it happening, because I'm hearing murmurs that if this movie is a success, just like the other two, they might bring in Silver. They might do some reconstruction for Silver's image in the series. So let's see
would
for
be
that.
incredible.
I think that's very untapped potential right there. You know, you got a hedgehog with psychic abilities, and I think you can write a lot of very interesting stories with Silver alone, and not necessarily having Sonic or Shadow's influence being there at all. Like in his own timelines, maybe trying to correct other universes, like Time Patroller style in DBZ, but I don't know.
But, yeah. I'm trying to think of this right. But yeah, imagine just being like a parent bringing their child to this movie, just unbeknownst of this like child is gonna get completely just murdered.
I mean, the movie is still PG. Like,
Oh, true, yeah.
they're gonna tame it down just a little bit. Like they're not gonna have. I mean, I said that stuff, but I was being like sarcastic. I was just joking. Like, I'm not seriously expecting them to put Maria just strung out on the screen. But like, we know the owl that was raising Sonic is dead. That we saw. What happened to
straight
the
up.
kid. It's more of a matter of like, okay, we are leaving no doubt they are dead. Like that's more like that, like Scar dropping Mufasa into the antelopes. type
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. I want. This is one of my. I want Shadow to kill someone.
He probably will. And
I
if
want
it's,
it to at least be implied. I need him to kill someone.
yeah, like an implied death, that would be necessary. I think
That will
think
go
it
hard.
It would go hard. It would go crazy.
I feel
It
like
would go stupid.
we're gonna get like an equivalent to what was the Dark Spider-Man meme from like the Raimi trilogy. I feel like we're gonna
Oh my god, when he's like jumping towards the camera?
when he's just like posed up on like the building all sad.
Oh, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get that. I mean, we've already got I'm so happy they did the Akira reference.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That it's just adding on to the amazing legacy of that film, which I finally watched for the first time over the summer. Amazing, as I expected.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll rewatch that like at least 5 times. Such a
Yeah, I'm getting the manga. I will get that is like one of the main things I plan on getting for Black Friday, like just buying the manga, the whole manga.
Oh yeah, if you can find that for a good price, go for it. I would never turn you down on that. Absolutely. Yeah, but that's definitely something to look forward to. I'll tell you that. It's gonna be movie of the year in my opinion. There's no other film that's gonna come out this year that's gonna be as good as this this Sonic movie, and that speaks volumes because
It really does. It's hilarious, bro. Like, the Sonic movie is going to be peak cinema.
it actually will be. Because there's not a single movie I went into the theater this year, and I sit there and I think to myself, yeah, I could see this winning an Emmy or something.
Yeah.
Or wait, it's Emmy, right, for the movies?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds right. Awards and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough, like, cause that just tells you that, in my opinion, wasn't like, okay, Deadpool and Wolverine, not a terrible film, but low key kind of overrated, in my opinion.
Ooh.
I know I'm gonna get scorched for saying this, but I really think that movie did not have a lot to compare itself to, because Marvel is on a decline.
Oh, yeah, this was like the
Phase 5. Yeah, like Phase 5 has been one of the hardest fall-offs I've ever seen in my life. It's like when the straight A student in high school, instead of them going to the Ivy League everybody told them they were supposed to go to, they just like started blowing crack like on the side of the street, and they started doing like crazy break dances and get into fights on a daily basis. Like they would have ended up on World Star like 15 or 20 years ago. That's the kind of energy that a lot of the other Marvel movies are giving to me right now.
The Crash Out.
Yeah, actually, like YN Crash Out, bro. I'm not even joking.
The Disney YN Crash Out.
Disney
yes.
YN Crash Out.
Truly.
Yeah, but that's
Oh my God.
that's my general opinion on what's going on in that situation. But
Yeah.
I would definitely have to say that we can definitely have a debate as far as what's movie of the year, and I'm gonna put my horse solidly behind Sonic 3.
No, I agree. This is easily my most anticipated film of the year. And I've like the other films I've seen this year I've enjoyed. Like, I enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. I enjoyed Transformers 1. I enjoyed Inside Out 2. That was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, even I just like none of those films have just even come close to just how excited I am for this. And I feel like, oh my, it's because like it's crazy thinking that literally 5 years ago we were first exposed to the idea of them making movies out of this franchise, and it looked like it was going to be a complete train wreck, and the entire internet was dogging on Sega and Paramount, and then they did the unthinkable. They listened to the criticism and did something about it.
Positively, they didn't just patronize everybody and say that you suck or you're too woke or some stupidness. Like, they just fixed it.
Yeah. Honestly. And now here we are. 3 successful films. It's so funny knowing that the first movie was like one of the last movies to come in theaters that year before the pandemic.
Oh, it was. I actually do realize that. I went to see it in theaters anyway when it was about to like release, and I was so pleasantly surprised because I sat in there, I'm like, there's no way this movie will be any interest to me. And I swore up and down it wouldn't be, but something was like, there was a morbid curiosity. You know, like when you see a slow moving car crash and the flames just come out and you're like, I just gotta see it. But I didn't realize that this was like a whole bonfire and they were cooking like sirloin steak right there on the pyre, and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty decent. Like, I'm having a good time watching this. I kind of chuckled at that last joke from Jim Carrey, man. Like, this was good.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking forward to movie 3 because I was there for the first. I definitely came back for the second, and I'm gonna spin back for the third.
Truly.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Jim Carrey. It's so funny. See, just knowing about his complete disdain for Hollywood and wanting to retire, and then it seems like Sonic is the only thing. This franchise is the only thing that's keeping him just from retiring for the time being.
Because he likes the crew that's worked on this movie. Like, he just enjoys their company. It's in his mind, what has made these films become so creative is so separated from what he hates about the elitism in Hollywood. And I think that's part of the reason why people have latched onto the movie too, because it's just good fun. Like, it's not Shakespeare, it's not anything, over the top, but like, obviously the movie is created to be towards the demographic that would have appreciated Sonic the most, like 7 to 12 or so. And even though they have that target demographic, people like us, like, we still appreciate this. Like, we love this stuff. It's so fun and interesting to watch them, like, take different elements from the lore of the games that I knew over the years and just apply it to the films in their own way. And I just appreciate it, The character models for all of them look really good. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow. I don't know if we'll see any of the other number of characters from the series in this one, but those are the characters we know will be there. And
Yeah.
hey, I'm just looking forward to what we've got to have in this next film. That's it.
Yeah. You think we will see any of the other characters though? Because with all the voice casts that they've revealed, well, not even revealed, not voice cast, the cast for the movie, and how literally only like the person playing. I mean, the only role that they revealed of the cast was Maria, which is what everyone assumed would be the case.
Right.
So it's like, I'm very curious. Like, I'm really just, oh my gosh.
Well,
like,
the expression, too many cooks spoil the broth?
Yes.
There's a very good chance that in this film, Sonic 3, we're not going to see more characters. We might get hints of them. They might show up at the end, at the end credits, kind of like how Tails did in the first one. But
and then Shadow in the second one.
Yeah. But the thing about this movie is that Shadow is already such a big deal and a huge personality in terms of the dynamic shift in the Sonic series. Because, yes, he is a doppelganger Sonic. We had seen many of those before him. Metal Sonic, Neo Metal Sonic. Knuckles technically is a Sonic doppelganger. And, many other rivals and stuff that had come over the years. But Shadow was the one that stuck. Like, people still admire Shadow. There is a whole subcategory on Instagram about Shadow the Hedgehog being this, like, black passing Hispanic who loves Latinas. Like, he's just there's like a whole joke around this guy. Like there's a nexus of memes around this character. Like I need you to understand that doesn't just happen to anybody. Like Goku, like Gohan tweaking in Dragon Ball Z, that's like a whole joke. Like that's a thing. It's the same thing with Shadow, man. Like Shadow is a huge part of the Sonic series, whether people like it or not. And in this modern era, like I feel like he's just gonna carry that movie. Like we don't really need to see much of anyone else. He's just the guy.
He is the ultimate life form.
Truly. Did we run out of music for the background?
I haven't actually checked.
That's really funny because I just checked the OBS and the browser's like not doing anything.
I briefly checked. Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh man, I saw a few rumors about them releasing a second trailer or so this month, but like
we don't need any more trailers, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We don't need any more trailers.
Like,
this
we're
one trailer
sold.
We got.
We're
sold.
We've
been
watch
sold the whole year.
We're watching this shit regardless, bro. Like
we've been sold since Sonic 2 came out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, please, like we don't need another trailer. Like I understand, I appreciate the hustle, but y'all don't need to try that hard. Like just let us do our thing. You know what I mean? Like just play the film, bro. Just let us watch the movie. I don't even care at this point. Just let me watch the movie. That's all I ask. Just let me watch the movie.
Honestly.
You don't need to make a new trailer. Don't waste any more money on marketing. I'm watching that shit anyway.
Oh my gosh. The marketing? I feel like the marketing for this film has just been perfect.
Oh yeah. You saw they used freaking hyperpop artist Otari music, bro? Otari?
Oh, really?
I was like, what?
They're cooking.
Yeah, bro. I mean, hey, listen. Technically, I mean, look, that guy is a huge, like, I think he's a big fan of all the what I like to call the Tisms fandoms. So like, we got Sonic, we got Kingdom Hearts, we got like his music. He has a whole album literally called 13, like the sitting 13 in Kingdom Hearts. This is the type of guy that Otari is. So I imagine when they use his song, his recent release to promote the Sonic movie, probably was over the moon. That's all I can say. That man is cooking it up in Texas right now. He's having a hell of a time.
Honestly, that's bruh, okay, yo.
But yeah, Sega, beyond this movie, has announced a few new games and TV shows for Sonic, and which one has had y'all most excited? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Right, I actually don't know about the new TV series.
I believe it's Sonic Prime Season 2.
No, that came out. Oh yeah, that was like earlier this year. Yeah, that already wrapped up.
Oh.
Like January.
So I'm late to the punch.
Yeah.
I
wish it got another
games that were coming up.
I wish it had another series. I mean season. The way they wrapped it up was very rushed, without a doubt. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it mostly, I would say. It's nice seeing Sonic come back to like series and television.
Yeah, I gotta see what's coming ahead. I guess I'm late to the punch. I will admit I've been all over the place lately, job searching and trying to get my shit together.
I understand.
Forgive me if I'm a little bit behind when it comes to stuff like
It'd be like that.
that.
But yeah, the way they portrayed Sonic and Shadow in Sonic Prime, I think was really good.
I'm glad.
If
I'm
you-
glad.
Have you watched it at all?
Admittedly, I have not, which is strange because I have a cousin. She loves this stuff now, and I really want to like. I want to get back into it just so that we have something to connect on. And
Yeah.
it's just really like I haven't had the time. That's the thing. There's so many shows on my backlog. I got Blue Eye Samurai. I gotta watch. I got
all important subjects.
I felt that.
I gotta watch
history,
Outer
philosophy,
Banks.
how to live a better
I
life.
gotta watch.
What would the power of that be?
Damn, I
How
told myself I was
quickly
gonna
can we
watch
get
the
the
show, but
information to
you know, there's so many other
billions
shows
of
that
people?
I'm still like
Anybody who
trying to
had
get
an
myself
internet
into.
connection could
So
be
I
educated
think
by
I'm
these
gonna at
5-minute
least put it
videos.
on the list.
Now more than
as
ever,
far as,
it's important to get people these ideas in a way
know,
that they
watching it, I
can
haven't seen
understand, that's clearly presented, and that's what we're all about at PragerU. Getting
But
information,
I'll
into
give
your
it a I'll give it a shot
good
for
information,
sure.
strong information.
We
truthful
like to
information.
change things up around here a little bit, switch it up. And speaking of switching things up, since the series has finally gotten its footing once again on pretty much every front, media, games, merchandise. Oh my gosh, you seen the silver chains, guys?
The chains of all the characters.
Yes, they're back.
It goes so hard.
They're back.
It goes so hard.
They're so
bro.
back. I'm gonna get
I would-
one for I want to get one for
Unironically wear
Shadow.
them. Like the King Ice chains, or am I thinking of something different?
Yeah, it's the King Ice chains.
Bruh.
I
I'm
will get a
like-
shadow one. I don't care.
I-
I will get a shadow one. I
That would
will
go hard.
wear my tisms.
Regular
with a
shadow
badge.
or super shadow? That's the question.
Ooh.
I didn't
you
even
see-
know there was a super shadow one.
Mm,
They got super silver too?
yes, they do. They have a super
Oh
silver.
my gosh, bruh. The-
I might need to get super shadow though. Super shadow, cause I got some gold stuff up in here, but you know I'll mess around with it. I'll experiment with it. Same way as I'm saying, I think that the games should experiment again moving forward, changing up the formula, testing new things, seeing what they can get away with. But what I want to know is if you guys think that the games should get more experimental. Now, granted, I feel like we've had a lot more misses than hits over the years, but I think that Sega knows how to learn from their past mistakes when it comes to making games. So I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Absolutely. I mean, the way I see it, the franchise has kind of always been experimental. I think that's like one of the things it's most known for better and for worse. Because with the whole thing with like the fan base is just like how divided they are because of how different the games are from one another. Which I think is, yeah, exactly. Not something I've thought of until literally you asking me this, but yeah, I think the franchise has always been known for just experimenting and trying new things. And this approach that they've been doing, especially with Frontiers, like an open world Sonic game, is just like very cool. Looking forward to like what they continue, like the ideas they continue to like experiment with.
I agree. As a matter of fact, since we're talking about it, I don't know how my brain just made this connection. But do you think that because Sonic's personality as a character is running so countercultural, he is the type of character who doesn't like to conform. He loves to be free. Do you think that Sega and Sonic Team over the years have tried to demonstrate that message through the games just simply because Sonic is this free spirit who rarely listens to any rules except for doing what he thinks is absolutely right?
Like if... Wait, say the question again, sorry.
Like, do you think the reason why they don't stick to a single standard on how a lot of these games get made is because there's like a nuance to it in that Sonic doesn't really follow rules. He's a free spirit. But these games don't really follow any rules either. Like, they all have their own set of standards. Like, Colors plays nothing like Unleashed. And Unleashed plays slightly different from Generations. And Lost World is nothing like those games. And Forces has its own thing. Like, even, like, good or bad, these games just don't listen to any rules. They just do whatever they want.
Honestly, I never thought of that, to be blunt. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, that's probably what it is. And especially when comparing it to, like, I guess Mario, for example, and how that's known for being a lot more safe. And with, like, especially the main series franchise, where it's like, what you see, like, you already know what you're getting into. Like, with the new Mario Bros. Games, it's been, I mean, there have obviously been changes throughout the games, like different worlds and items and such. But the games are kind of fundamentally the same, and they've been fundamentally the same for, like, over 15 years now. It literally took until, when Wonder came out for there to be somewhat of a switch in formula.
Right. And that game, actually, I was very impressed with Wonder. When it got that nomination to become one of the games of the year, I thought that was well deserved. That was a very good choice as far as allowing that to take the next step and become recognized as a potential earner for the title of 2023's best game. It was a tough race. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, man, my whole brain was racking around, okay, can I vote for Alan Wake on this? Can I vote for Baldur's Gate on this? Can I vote for Wonder on this? Like, oh my god, these games are so good. Like, all of them were good. For once in my freaking life, thank you. Oh my gosh, I hate when they would put, like, one or two Manchurian candidates where they just, like, people genuinely don't like these games, or I don't give a damn about these games, and they still somehow show up on the list, and it's like, who cares about this, bro? Who cares about this? Like, I platinumed Alan Wake 2. I love Mario Wonder. I had such a great time with Tears of the Kingdom. And Baldur's Gate 3, bro, I have 400 hours. It's the longest experience I have ever had on my PlayStation 5. That is the best game that came out that year, in my humble opinion. Baldur's Gate 3. You can do whatever the fuck you want in that game. You feel like a god. You can make yourself a god. It's insane. But that's completely irrelevant, because I remember Sonic Frontiers had a nomination for, like, best music, and people were like, oh, they got snubbed, and I was like, you know, not everybody played the game, so I don't expect them to vote for it if they didn't play it. But it's one hell of a time, I'll tell you that.
That music went so hard.
Oh yeah.
Like, I bumped several of those tracks in the gym.
Everything that Sleeping with Sirens was on slaps so hard. Kelly Quinn, go off, Queen. Go off. Oh my gosh. Find your flame. Oh yes, I will.
I listened to that so many times.
I will find my flame. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Lord.
Yeah. Dance with Destiny.
That's a really. We need more music like that for the Sonic series moving forward. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. Not that they've ever missed with music. Like, you could miss on certain games in terms of gameplay. Sonic's music always goes stupid. I
Even
just
in the shitty games, the music still goes hard.
right, even, because I remember, like what, like I mean, of course I was mentioning it before. Sonic and the Secret Rings. You listen to the music from those like 8 levels, that stuff goes dummy hard. Every track is fire. That game is trash. Fat Brett, one of my favorite commentary YouTubers, this guy trashed this game in his review. He fucking trashed, and it deserved it. It absolutely deserved it. But that music goes dummy hard. He even said that.
Nice.
I love the Sonic series music. I think I might have liked the series more because of its music.
Oh man. Have you seen the video by Liam Triforce about Sonic music?
No, I haven't yet.
It's
I know
so good. You know about the channel, right? Liam
Yeah, I
Triforce?
know about Liam Triforce.
Okay. Yeah, it's such a good video.
I will keep that in the memory bank. I might just watch it after this this wraps up, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good hour and 40 minutes, but it does not disappoint.
I like videos that live up to the hype. That's all I can say.
Oh, of course, of course.
Alright. Well, honestly, I don't have any more questions, but if you guys have come up with any before we log off, I think that would be as good a time as any, because this is something I've always wanted to do, like just sit down and kind of talk about how I felt about Sonic over the years.
Yeah.
How things have just completely turned around now, and you know, in my, well, oh my god, they're gonna say I'm geriatric, but in my adult years, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I actually vibe with Sonic. I kind of like this little blue blur, you know.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It
Something
really is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The way. I definitely want to talk about the marketing again, because the way they kept this. The way they just kept the information about the film just like. Basically almost just hidden like most of the year. Like it was a good 6-month gap between the title reveal trailer and then the official trailer, and then for months people were just trying to and then in between that it was just the teaser trailer shown at CinemaCon that like most people didn't get to see, and we got a bit of insight from that. Well, other than that, it was just waiting and speculating on when the trailer was going to drop, and then it finally came out, and it was great. And it's just like, I wish, and they showed us just like the right amounts of what to expect from the movie. Like they showed us the important stuff without like major spoilers, which is so nice, because I feel like nowadays trailers want to tell you everything about the movie.
Yeah, like
Damn
this
near
character
spoiled
has
the
these
fucking
many
movie.
ass hairs.
Yeah. damn near spoil the movie in the trailer. But no, they didn't do that. They showed us the most important information and left it at that. And even though this is clearly, the movie's clearly based off Sonic Adventure 2, it looks like they're going to be going in a different direction with the source material, which is great. Like that's what you call a good adaptation.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh man, I just wish this was more of a common thing. just like not only just not revealing much in the trailer, but just like, because I've never seen a movie garner so much hype while the first trailer isn't even out yet, and it's so cool, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And the way they've just been, the Instagram is just popping off. Like, what other company or organization would do a fan cam of their own movie? Like, bruh.
I mean, this is finger on the pulse stuff. Like, I think that the guys that they have running PR for this movie, as well as anything related to adaptations through Paramount, I think these guys just know how to get to the audiences that they're looking for. Keep in mind, as I said before, target demographic is somewhere around 7 to 12 as far as like trying to appeal with new material to Sonic, right? A lot of the hype, they know these kids are out here on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. They are trying to make sure that when it comes down to it, when they're making the marketing, it's reaching that target demographic. And then people like us who are willing to watch long form content on like YouTube or maybe some Twitter shit, like, we are going to, like, that's going to find its way into our crosshairs somehow, because we have a little bit more initiative to like actively look for more information and stuff. So when we see these little snippets or a fan cam edit of a Shadow over like an Otari song, like, we're going to look into it. We're like, oh, I want to find out more. You know, usually the kids will be like, hey, when this comes out, can you take me to the theater, mommy? Like, that's literally what's gonna happen. So
that's gonna be the move.
By the way, just so that I don't look like the awkward adult in the room, I'm extending this invitation now. I will be watching this film in Midtown Manhattan on December 20th or 21st, whatever day comes first. I don't know if you guys will be able to reach there. If not, that's okay.
No.
Yeah, no. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna go out there though. I have to. I've extended the invitation to like several friends. Like, we're just all gonna try to make sure that we get tickets before it sells out, because I know people will be there to watch it. But regardless, this was a good discussion. I'm glad that we did it. Hopefully we can do something similar again in the future. It can be Sonic related. It doesn't have to be Sonic related. We've definitely gone off on our own tangents in various different ways throughout this discussion, but I can definitely say I had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you, fellas, for tuning in. If you have any parting words for the guests that are either, well, probably just going to be in here after the fact, but shoot.
Thank you all for listening to us ramble about what we love. Mark our words. This is only the beginning of something big. You're witnessing the origin story of just future legends on YouTube. So stay tuned. That was it for me.
Cool.
Like a subscriber, or else we're gonna rage you.
Well, I mean, we don't have to go that far, but I will say, do like and subscribe. We have tried so hard to put this thing together. Please do something. Do something. If you like this, keep it supported. We could really use the hype right now. just gonna say, like we had to really plan this one out. And it still came out last minute, but I'm glad that we made it happen. It's a step in the right direction. Hopefully we'll be able to get more out there.
It'd be
But again,
like
yeah, it really do be like that. Life does get to you, you know.
that. Adulting.
Adulting! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
But all this and more next time around. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and hope to see you in the next fantastic discussion stream. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, be good to each other, have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
Deuces.